Hello everybody, welcome back to Dungeons of the Mad Mage. We are back from break. When we left our heroes, they had just finished exploring some more of the Willowwood before having a disagreement and relatively tense discussion about what should be done next. When an accord was not reached, Ezrah and Matashtai decided to head back up to meet with the Legion of Azraq, while Ashes and Bones decided to head down to the 6th level of the dungeon and wait until the 10th of Hammer. When Ezrah and Matashtai headed up, when they arrived on the Sargoth level, Ezrah was magically contacted by a seemingly tense and frightened Gurgle Brine about the pressing matter of her sister and whether or not the party was going to be able to contact their cousin, Wormriddle. So, let us hop on down to... Actually, let's stick with Ezrah and Matashtai real quick. You guys are able to make it very swiftly into the Legion's territory. Let's get some floor 3 music going. I need different music. So, you two make it into the Legion's territory. You're quickly recognized. You are not as famous as Bones, since Bones is the kind of like ringleader when it comes to the Legion. You are not as famous as Bones, but you are still readily recognized as the members of his party. You're given free passage and let into the rest of the Legion's territory from the Eastern Stromkolder ruins. When you make it into the western ruins, you can see there is a fair amount of hustle and bustle. But it doesn't seem to be as if the troops are not being raised right at this... The muster is not happening, right?
They're not
marching. So there's a lot of activity in the city, but it doesn't seem as if there is imminent doom at this exact moment. What do you go about doing? What's your plan of attack?
As we approach, I ask the state of high command, and if Azraq is willing to take.
So you will be told that there are many preparations underway, but Azraq always has time for respected allies.
Then I would ask to seek attendance.
Okay, so you guys are brought forth eventually into Azraq's chambers. Into the kind of like the war room, right? The feast hall / audience chamber / kennel / fucking fighting arena, etc., etc.
Yep.
And Azraq is a little like,
Didn't y'all just leave?
what is this scenario, right? Like as two of the group arrive, but not with Bones, right? He seems curious, but not like put out or overly concerned. But he basically just he asks you what it is you need, and as he moves to speak with you, right? No longer throne bound. Basically, this Azraq is much more active, and he doesn't just take the audience, right? As he reclines, he actively walks to you, has you sit down, like speaks with you, etc. Lurkana is here as well. She is moving about, talking to various people, and she seems angry. She seems mad. She's got a kind of like a growl to her tone, and she's being somewhat terse in all of the communications that she has with the individuals that she's speaking to. It seems like she's coordinating messages and things like that. But she seems a little angry. So Azra approaches you while she's kind of like off to the side, and
I give a formal bow as he approaches.
He waves you away, waves the motion away, and just says,
Well,
"Allies, come back." Good. Is there something pressing? Where are the rest of you?
No. Actually, we're acting as a vanguard. I wanted to make sure that we had a good grasp on what's coming, and if
you hear a shout from across the room, "What's coming?" from Lurkana. "What's coming is bullshit! Fucking..." And she just like turns, and like you see Azrock like look at her, and she turns and she just like walks towards the corner of the room, just slurring expletives. Takes a moment, shakes it off, turns back around, walks back towards you, passes the table that she was speaking to messengers at, walks up to you and Matashtai with Azrock off to the side, and she looks at him, and he nods, he inclines his head to her, and she nods back, and she says, "What's happening is nothing. Fucking cowards. They refuse to give open battle. Every feint, every pull, every time we muster a line, they just sit there in their fortifications or their caves, hiding, waiting."
They are a thieves guild.
They should have more spines if they care to threaten the Legion.
I feel like spine is pretty low on their priority list.
Azra kind of like chuckles right at her like, because she mad, like she mad, right? And Azrock's just like he chuckles, but when he chuckles, there's this kind of like there's this deep throatiness to it, right? Like it's not a him laughing at her. You realize it's kind of like a
calming tactic?
No, like he's kind of like turned on by her anger, right? He's kind of like chuckling in like a desirous way, right? Like, and this is a dynamic that you haven't seen between Lurkana and Azrock before, right? Previously, that you know they are mates, but previously you've only seen the kind of like the staunch Legion business side of things. But now that Azrock is kind of like up and back in command and everything, it seems like Lurkana is taking on a different role, and they're kind of complementing each other in a different fashion.
I like it.
But like there's that kind of moment, and then Azrock he kind of takes a straighter face and he nods and he says, "The guild is... they're being cautious. They understand that open battle against us will likely prove to their detriment. And it will, should we achieve it. But if we cannot goad them into fighting, then it will be the long war, the slow war, the thieves' war, the poisoners' war. They will take us in isolation. They will seed within our ranks. Spies, assassins. They will take our minds, and slowly they will break us. We must needs find a way to deliver them a blow." He pauses for a second. Uh-oh. No!
That's how you break everything. That's how you can break the file share.
Hello.
Oh, hey, we have our DM back.
Hi. My internet just fucking dropped.
And
I
we're back
think,
alive.
yeah, I think everything is back. Yeah, we're back on the stream. Sorry about that. That was very random. My internet just cut out for like a good 45 seconds there. What the fuck? Where did I lose you guys?
Cussing? I don't
We
remember.
were just getting back to him being less horny and us back to planning.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
he was
so
trying to fix
you
that.
missed Azrock basically starting to actually speak. So he turns to you and he begins to say, he says the guild chooses. Man, I'm so like off put now, right? And I was good. I was in Azrock's mode.
You did this speech.
Fuck.
You did this speech that if you can get them out into open war.
Oh, okay. I did the
we
speech.
got
I did that.
them.
That all happened.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That
Okay, good.
happened.
I don't have to redo that. Whoo. Whew. All right, cool. Then if that's the case, right? Azrock kind of like ends by looking at you two, like Ezrah and Matashtai. He looks at both of you and he says, "The guild will not give us open battle. Then we will have to deal them a blow a different way. Perhaps the right plan, the right targets, we could coordinate attacks on various holdings and deal the guild a mortal blow. If you would be willing."
I'm willing for that.
Yeah, we wanted to be here. Well, I thought it was important for us to be here to help and make sure things were planned appropriately. And Bones and Ashes, they're finishing up some stuff below. But if we need them, we can let them know to come up early. They will be here the morning of the 10th, I think, is what was originally decided. So if we want to act before that, we can do that. We just need to get a message down to them. But
Azrock nods at you and he says, "The 10th could work if we wish to move at that point. There's no rush now that there is no threat of open battle. We can take our time, choose our targets. Still, I would sooner rather than later. But if your allies require time, if you have pressing concerns, well, we have many tasks before us. We must coordinate the targets of our attack. I think a single thrust will not get us enough. Well, not unless it removes the head from the snake, so to speak."
If we're good waiting for them to come up so they can do what they need to do, cool. I would be happy to sit in a couple of planning meetings and get some more information and help with the coordination. But if you think you've got something figured out, cool. We can find a domicile to be at the ready.
It says, "There's much to discuss, and much of it hinges on what you are willing to accomplish."
You know what we're capable of.
What's a non-answer? Fuck.
I know what it is capable of as well.
Then you have more information than us.
What are the locations that y'all are thinking about hitting?
There are many hideouts, many fortifications, many holds that the Xanathar uses throughout this territory, throughout the Skullport, throughout Undermountain itself. even some locations that we could potentially hit within the underbelly of Waterdeep. Those I am not concerned with. Those are beneath your talents. Small contingents of my soldiers will be more than enough to handle those scenarios. The two places that, well, are the largest seats of the Xanathar's power are Skull Isle and the Xanathar's hideout itself, which we have recently acquired a location of ingress for.
Oh! Ooh, it's time
boy.
to fight the Xanathar. Let's go!
God, it's such a good thing I'm not.
But that scenario is dependent entirely on what you are willing to accomplish.
What is the value of each of these targets? Obviously, the Xanathar's hideout has very clear and defined value. The port, we are aware of that location. What is the value of that as a target over attacking the Xanathar?
Skullport is the Xanathar's strength, or Skull Isle is the Xanathar's strength over Skullport.
Okay.
If we remove that bastion of strength, then Skullport itself is more free to do what it chooses. The Xanathar will still have pressure, yes, but it won't have an entire fortification. And if we are able to take that fortification, garrison it ourselves, perhaps the Legion begins to govern Skullport.
Well, I can tell you what Bones would say.
I'm gonna kill a beholder.
That's
Azrock will look at you and he will say, though, this is a serious matter, though. It is one thing to ask you to stand with us in open battle. It is another thing to ask you to be the tip of our spear.
Giggity.
If you are to do this, you do it in your own time. The Legion will maintain as it needs. But if you have other matters you need to attend to, do so. A week's time, 2 weeks' time. It will not matter in the long run.
Hey Jeremy, when this quest pops up on our duty list on the right, what is the level recommendation?
What is the level recommendation?
20.
That's a good question.
You guys.
Actually, you don't have to give me a number, but like, is it red?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
what
gonna
color?
do it in Pillars of Eternity terms, right? Okay.
I don't know that.
All right.
Do it in WoW terms. I don't know that one.
It's a single skull and crossbones, not a
know what
double
that means.
skull and
Okay.
crossbones,
Okay.
not a triple skull and crossbones, and not a red skull and cross. Okay, it's in between a single skull and crossbones and a double skull and
I was
crossbones,
gonna say, it
depending
probably
on what
seems like a
happens.
2 if I was gonna
Yeah,
guess,
it's
but,
between
like,
a 1 and a 2. So, could you guys die here? Abso-fucking-lutely, it's a beholder. But is it a guaranteed death? Nah.
we are of an appropriate level to even be thinking about this.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But, as Azrock is putting it, if you guys have other things to attend to, if you want to come back to this in a level or two, you are, like, the Legion, Azrock is saying from the Legion, right? Like, if it's not open battle, line up, here's our army, here's their army, then they can wait, right? But the
like
longer,
the
I
idea
mean,
of killing the
Azraq's
Xanathar.
scenario, right? He'll say it, but he says it with like the not false bravado, but the knowing scenario of like the longer we wait, the more time the Xanathar has to prepare, to infiltrate, to dominate.
So in theory, if we took the Isle, that would give you control enough to buy time at the
If
very
we were to
least.
take the Isle, I think the Xanathar would retreat, find a new hideout, bide its time until it could regain power. Taking Skull Isle, and thus taking Skull Port out of the influence of the Xanathar, doesn't defeat the guild, but it puts it in enough of a precarious position that they can't operate safely as they have been. A different type of victory, a delayed victory.
I say we chop off the head.
Are we ready?
Azraq looks at you, Matashtai, and he just nods, and fucking Lurkana just like walks over and claps you on the shoulder, and she is muscled, like she bends
like,
your
"Ow."
shoulder down, and she's just like, yes, this one speaks worthy words.
Better you than me.
You
That
would
would've
actually have to roll for
That would have
damage.
broken me.
And I think Ashes and Bones will be quite on board with this one as well. If we want to,
we make camp,
yeah, why
give
don't
us
we
the
get some rest?
information, and I agree. I think Bones and Ashes, if we have a target lined up, they're a thieves guild. They are bound to relocate at a given notice if we have a target, and this will make a positive impact, not only for you, but for everyone impacted by the Xanathar guild. It's hard to pass on this. And I know Bones and Ashes would be in 100%. Let's take tomorrow. Let's get the information. Let's make a plan. And when they arrive, we get to work.
Azraq just grins, like pointed teeth. Lurkana like walks over, stands at his sides, arms like just ready. And there's a huzzah that because you guys aren't alone, right? And this conversation is not like a quiet conversation. You realized as you're having this conversation, all the rest of the talking in the chamber has kind of like died down. There's still like little pertinent conversations happening. Messengers running back and forth and doing what they have to do. But even those are kind of like lingering for a little while longer than they need to see if they can like confirm the last moments of this situation, of the confirmation that fuck, what do you guys call Bones and the Boys? What the fuck
No,
was the
fuck
last
off.
thing?
No,
No,
fuck off.
we are not Bones and the Boys. That's
wasn't
for
gonna-
Well,
sure.
y'all
Pressure
don't come out
now.
with good
We
fucking
allowed
names,
that
so
in
you
the
know,
campaign.
Jeremy, you know we're never going to commit to a name until you make us.
y'all suck. Name your damn groups. Everybody who plays D&D, name your groups. It's fun. Name your groups, and it gives your DM a group name to be like, we have heard of the righteous ones. We have heard of those that dream. We have heard of the sky terrors. You know, like, give me something to work with here.
Kind of like Sky Terrors,
Adventure
honestly.
Explorers.
God Terrors is pretty cool.
You're preaching, Jeremy. I know the plight.
Hey, you're not helping. You can't be
I
knowing
have
the plight and
tried.
not helping.
Oh, don't even fuck around. I have tried.
I'm a fuck around
Yo,
and find out. I'm a
New
fuck
group
around and
idea,
find out.
we're all Aarakocra, but we're different kinds of birds, and we're called the Sky Terrors.
I mean, that would be really cool. I'm not making
would be
that
really
campaign
cool.
though. I'm making the Goblin King right now. Fuck off.
Well, you're not yet.
I feel like we're making a bunch of the like villain groups from One Punch Man. Like we're gonna have the Subterraneans, the Sky King.
Ablante.
Ablante is from One Piece.
I know.
I readily admit that. I don't care. I still loved it.
No, I
Amazing.
did too.
All right, so in that moment, right, like Ezra and Matashtai confirm that the party is invested in being the tip of the spear for the Legion of Azraq, and with that, you are provided accommodations. It's probably still late afternoon or early evening.
Oh, I
for you
know.
guys.
I know our team name.
Oh,
Totsugeki.
Totsugeki!
Totsugeki! It's totally us.
I mean, you guys do just kind of like go.
If we just go in and we attack.
About that.
Not on sale yet.
Hold
Anyways,
All right.
back.
I think Totsugeki sounds awesome.
You guys
I'm
are
gonna go
provided
ahead
with
and, mark that
accommodation.
down as my vote.
And is there anything you two want to do, RP or anything like that before you basically rest for the evening?
I'm gonna work on a talisman.
Yeah,
tonight,
you'll
but-
do that as part of your long rest. But
Yeah.
role play wise, is there anything that you're wanting to do with the Legion, or any questions that you have, or anything like that before
would
you
warn-
into the rest period?
The guy that has the fucking thing over the portal that
Rolvik, if you go
Yeah,
speak to
Rolvik.
Rolvik, you can see he is actually in the process of re-trapping the chamber. He has removed that trap and he is pulled back about 6 or 7 feet, and there's a half a dozen new traps in like different varying stages of completeness. None of them are actually complete yet, but he's working on it. There's like 13 crossbows all laced together that he's basically like trying to rig into something less on top of the portal but more controllable, basically.
I will warn him that myself and Matashtai are up here currently. Ashes and Bones are intending on using this device
Maybe.
the morning of the 10th, or on the 10th, I should say.
I was only going to use that portal if it was a dire emergency. Had to get
How
there
would you
fast.
know if it's a dire emergency?
He was gonna do ascending if it was a dire emergency, right? Or he was gonna.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
To be fair, you
He
said you were going to use this portal, and that's what I'm working off of.
Okay.
So
well, fair enough. Yeah. Whatever.
Shit. Okay,
I'm just gonna spend 100
sounds good.
gold.
Anything else?
after that, then I'm just going to spend the rest of my time trying to pencil through.
Yeah. You're both entering
um,
into long rest period. So
after I throw up a dome.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so you're both entering long rest period. We will address long rest things once we get to long rest moments. Bones and Ashes, you make the short trip back down to the 6th level from the Willowwood, and there I get to swap to different music again. Yay! Okay.
Hey.
As you arrive, you have to fend off a charge by the mule donkey cavalry. It's very rickety. It's very loud. Not surprising in any way, shape, form, or fashion. They don't do very well on the donkeys, but they're gonna have to work on that. But yeah, anything you need to do or want to do, or any conversations you want to have.
No.
There's a little bit of like, hey boss, where's the punchy one and the one?
Yeah, they left.
Oh really? Oh god, fuck those guys, man. Like holy shit, like they were like, I
Who's
mean,
this? Hold on. Who's this?
Not here. You're not here.
You don't know. You don't know. Yeah, no, they're gonna be back, but the
Oh,
one-
My
okay,
ears
okay.
are ringing.
I got you. You know, about that, I was just like solidarity. You know, like just in case you were feeling down or you know, like I just wanted to back you up. Sorry, boss.
No, I feel. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Much love.
I mean, they're fine. Like honestly,
Appreciate
like
your support. Yeah,
the punchy one, he's okay, I guess. A little.
Yeah, no.
He about to see how okay I am.
The one was he was nervous, so he left early.
Oh yeah. He's got that nervous energy about him.
He does, yeah. He does. Anyway, so I don't know, I figured I'd spend the rest of the time just like kinda I don't know, lurking around.
Lurking?
Going around with patrol.
What
Going
you
around with the
lurking for?
patrol. I don't know, see what's going on.
Oh, okay.
I don't really have time to, work today.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
go around with the patrol, just walk around, survey our domain.
It's fucking chaos.
Yeah.
It's
What?
absolute. Do you convey the
Oh,
news
yeah.
about
I
the
go-
whole? Gotcha.
I go find Pibble and Groin.
There's
tell
a
them what she
whole
said.
bunch of excitement. They're like, "Oh, that's super cool. Oh, we can take cuttings. Oh, wait, we don't
What?
have any.
No,
Well, I guess
no cutting. Wait, they're allowed to take cuttings?
yeah, plant cuttings
Okay.
to try to like grow things potentially. She said they could take soil and cuttings.
Okay.
But
Hey, did we decide
absolutely
what we're
no
gonna do with
hunting.
those boots? Is someone using those boots? Boots of speed? Can I give them to the skull takers?
They're in my bag.
Oh, well then no, I cannot.
But I am not opposed to doing so later.
Well, we'll just do it later then. Yeah, it's fine.
Unless you want to sell them.
No, I'd rather just give them to the skull takers. I don't know how much they sell for. Actually, let me rethink that. How much they sell for? 5e boots.
I can't get.
I don't-
I can't get 5e tools to work.
Boots of speed
Yeah.
are rare.
Okay, so rares are what, like 1,000 gold or some shit? 3,000 gold? 3,000 gold.
Is
I don't know.
it still in Waterdeep anymore?
Check the thing.
Damn,
I
with
don't
those on,
know.
I'd have 100 movement speed. Just base.
Rares are 5,000 gold.
Oh god, 5,000 gold? I love the skill takers, but 5,000 gold. I really love money. Oh, it's a good thing I don't have to make this decision right now.
That is true. All right,
So
so
dash and step of the wind. I can run a football field in 6 seconds.
Hell yeah.
hell yeah. All right, Bones is gonna spend some time just going around with the Skull Takers, etc., before entering the long rest period. Ashes, what about you? Is there anything RP wise or anything like that that you're trying to do before rest?
My basilisk guys, and I want to
Aha.
start the process of creating.
Okay, so that's the long rest
Oosh.
period. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds
I
like
want to pick a goblin. I'm gonna observe them for a while. I'm gonna pick one that doesn't seem like they have a focus yet, and I'm gonna subtly suggest that they maybe think about the natural arts. And there's somebody who after some suggestion might be a good teacher.
wait, who's the good teacher?
I
Oh,
wanna get Willow. I
you're
wanna
trying to get a
get Willow.
druid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanna get
Okay.
I want to get Willow to teach one of them to be a druid. Yeah, that's what I want
Roll me a.
How is it that
Not that
Zach,
one. 1, 2,
by
3,
himself, solely by himself, became the Gombo Squad?
5. So you just tried.
to do. I've been playing it so
8.
long. It's just happened.
9. Oh, actually,
You
no.
pulled it off.
That's just perfect. You don't have to try hard. You find Oz, the kind of like
I was thinking about him actually.
The-
The tamer guy.
the one that kind of like takes care of Big Beak. And he seems enraptured by the idea of a being that is one with nature.
Great. Okay. We'll try and negotiate that with Willow. Maybe be really nice to her.
Shit.
Be super nice when you see her though.
Okay. Cool. Gotcha. All right, we are entering the long rest period. So let's jump into this. We're just going to go around the circle clockwise. Ashes, you are doing what for your long rest? You're going to start some...
Brewing. I'm
Brewing?
gonna break out my adventuring alchemy kit. Get a fire started. Get one of the bottles up. And
The goblins are like, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's so cool!
get some water in there. Get that boiling.
Look at all the
Get some-
breakables.
He's
all
making meth.
No.
He's making meth!
I'll take all the ingredients, like the base chemicals, get those in there, and then I'll reach back there and I'll pull out 2 of my basilisk size, and I'll boop boop put
Okay.
those in there, and bring it up to a boil. And
Awesome. Sounds great.
Smells like shit. Great.
Does it? Is
Imagine-
that what it is? Does it smell like shit?
No, I'm
Imagine
assuming
25
that,
goblins
yeah,
that
it's
just
not
took
going to
meth.
smell super great.
25 goblins that took meth right into battle. Like they get into battle the first turn, they all take meth. Man, that'd be cool.
They all just take meth. Take meth. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Trying to. There is a pre-existing.
Probably would be if 5e Tools was up.
I'm on the here.
What's the mirror? 70
Five.
Tools?
We'll post it for you. Boom.
I was unaware this existed.
Yep. Yay, backups. Yeah, it doesn't look. I'm not seeing a like potion of depetrification or anything like that. So I'm gonna make a ruling because I think petrification is relatively common effect. I would say it's either probably like a common or a rare, but since you are working with items that are from the situation, I think we'll just deem it as uncommon and it'll work perfectly fine. So you are pretty sure you're gonna have to brew this for about 2 days,
Okay.
and then it should pop out all gravy. If
It stopped in its tracks.
we made your harvesting and intelligence check, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Harvesting.
And I rolled rare on the eyes. According to my notes.
Well, so that's it. You rolled in the rare range, but they're not rare monsters. So the highest they could be is uncommon. Which is why the potion I'm basically saying is an uncommon potion. So we'll work out particulars of that later. But yeah, I think basically you're looking at 2 days, and then they will probably be, and we'll talk about specifics more later.
Okay.
So I think if there's nothing else for you, we pop over to Ezra. Ezra, what are you doing for your long rest?
I'm reading the babblings of a Mad Mage.
You are reading the babblings of a Mad Mage. As you read the babblings of this Mad Mage, are you trying to filter out the magic within his words via Arcana? Are you trying to use a librarian's organization for history? Or are you trying to like read into the little nooks and crannies, the phrases, the pairings of words, the odd letters, etc. with your investigation? Which one are you using?
With my googly eyes, the investigation gets advantage, so I feel like that is the safer option in this moment.
Okay. Just bear in mind, you get different information based off of the different checks. So if you want to start
Very aware.
for investigation,
very aware of those differentiations.
Gotcha.
I just, in the moment, that feels like I would like to get something useful.
sound as good as. Okay.
17.
Ooh, 7. Do you have notes on the last thing I gave you?
You gave me nothing.
Oh, well, yeah, you rolled really bad last time,
Well,
didn't you?
very poorly. Very,
Yeah.
very poorly last time.
You didn't roll much better this time.
I disagree. I think I rolled like a 15.
You rolled a... Did you actually roll a 15?
No, I think
rolled a
last
10.
time I rolled
outta here.
like a 8 or some bullshit.
Yeah, you're rolling like poop. You're rolling
I'm
that
doing it again.
Garbaggio. Yeah.
He's anxious. He's excited.
Unfortunately, with the 17, you're not parsing any information that, like, you're reading through the book, you're getting there, right? You're making notations and things like that, but you haven't had a stroke of inspiration yet, right? Each time you research, I am keeping tally of like a track of failures versus successes, and that will matter with the concept of like you taking notes and trying to, portion out your thoughts and things like that. But a 17 is not yet high enough to acquire any lasting information. Not that you're aware of, anyways.
Sounds good.
Okay. Matashtai. Within the domed chambers provided, well, the chambers that are now domed provided to you by the Legion and Ezrah.
Double dome.
You're working on some sigils. Your previous talismans deactivate. You're working on I say talismans.
I was gonna say one.
You're not quite there yet. You're getting there.
Yeah.
New mechanic. We're getting there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna work on a talisman. Remind me. So is tomorrow the 10th, or is it the day after tomorrow?
Tomorrow will be the 9th.
Okay. So we will not be looking to get into a fight tomorrow.
Not that you're aware of.
Okay. Then I am going to work on a Talisman of the Unskilled.
Ooh. Okay. And remind me what that one does. This is also for the benefit of everyone else.
That is the one that grants proficiency in a skill that the user is not already proficient at.
Very nice.
Like underwater breathing.
I don't think that counts as a proficiency skill. Oh, shit. Okay, cool. So as you're kind of like going through the motions of this, right? What is the painting and the creations of the talismans to you? Is it therapeutic? Is it passionate? Is it calming? Is it philosophical? Is it you blitz it down and then you're like, that was fun, right?
I like to think that it's kind of dependent on the talisman he's making.
Gotcha. Sure.
Each one that he's doing, he is creating it differently.
Embodies a different emotion and different feel and different concept.
So, like, for instance, when he was doing the Shadow Clone Talisman, as he's doing it, he's doing a lot of... so he's using ink, so it's not a great way to describe this, but almost like shading and kind of making it look shadowed on the talisman and stuff like that. So he's taking a lot of time to, like, make these deceptive lines and stuff like that in it. But then for something like the Talisman of the Unskilled, it's literally just a bunch of shit just kind of thrown all over, like a very abstract
is it unskilled?
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
And like if he's doing something that's some of the more martial stuff, it's more passionate, more like kind of angry strokes and stuff like that.
I think in this particular situation, as you're kind of like wrapping up, right? Valina, who she speaks to you kind of like consistently, so she hasn't been quiet this entire time. But as you're wrapping up, she says, I don't know that this one's your best work, though. I guess that's kind of the point, right? That's if there's the catchphrase or the little tagline when you like complete an item in an RPG or something like that. Yeah. That's hers for this one, right? This one could be better.
It could be better.
Oh shit! I'm having like Star Ocean 2 flashbacks, Jay.
Yeah. I remember when you crafted.
Yeah.
I remember specifically you doing something with Bowman, and he
Oh
was
my
just.
god.
Oh.
All right, Bones.
Yes.
What are you working on? You don't have an active project, good sir. What are you doing? What happens? You're here. This is the first time you have had an opportunity to work in the heart of the mountain. What happens?
I would like to begin. I want to try and improve gore.
Okay. As you walk into the heart of the mountain, the doors open before you, right? Recognizing you and opening for you.
Bro.
As you walk in,
Right.
you see displayed about the room. There's the gate on the eastern side of the room, on the chamber.
Ghetto.
But throughout the rest of the room, there are these spectral stations. This little blacksmith, this brewing spot, a tannery, etc., etc. All these different like flickering locations of different crafts. And as they flicker, they begin to kind of like merge and fade until you see before you a workstation suitable to your needs, right? Saws, sanders, things that you would use in the crafting of your bone weapons and tools and armaments and instruments, right? Which is relatively varied. You use a lot of different shit potentially on the situation. So there's kind of like this weird amalgamation of like bluish spectral like instruments that as you step forward and you kind of like focus in on it, they solidify, they become real. The heart of the mountain brings into being, into existence, the tools of the trade for the craft that its wielder desires.
Dang, that's so cool. Okay, I just gotta try it for a second because I don't know how this works. If I go over to something I have never used before, let's say like a smith tool, I know how to use it. Like,
so there aren't any smith tools after they all kind of like focus together, but you think
Okay.
you think to it to yourself, right? Like what comes into being is the workstation made to do what you want to do, and then everything else kind of like filters away. But if
Okay.
you find yourself kind of like, that's curious, right? And you think about it, and as you think about it, you see off to the side, kind of like flickering into being this kind of like pale blue variant of a smithy, and you begin to like, hold up, and you walk towards it, and it begins to solidify, while the other tools behind you, they don't vanish, but they begin to. It feels as if only a
more
single
ephemeral.
craft can be focused on at once, right?
yeah,
That type of scenario. But if you go through the motions and walk towards that craft, you find yourself not familiar with these tools, but there's an uncanny sense of like, you pick up a hammer and you're like, I've never used one of these in my life, but I kind of feel like I could muddy my way around things quick enough. So you're at the lowest tier of proficiency, but due to the heart of the mountain,
It's doubled. Yeah, it's pretty
you're
dope.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
You go from basically no proficiency to base proficiency.
Yeah, that's dope. Okay, cool. All right, I go back to my bone crafting.
Okay.
I will begin my time to improve gore.
All right. Do you have a specific idea, or do you want to message me about it later?
I'm unclear on how the improving works still, even though we spoke about it.
Okay, let's talk about it. What do you want to try to do, and we'll talk about what that might look like.
Okay, so I want either I would like it to either just like have So there's a couple things, right? +1, awesome. Very boring.
Sure.
I would also enjoy that anyone who is wounded by it has disadvantage on saving throws against poison.
Kind of trying to like do a combo scenario with your Dagger of Venom situation.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Those are the two
Um,
things that I'm most interested in.
So I would say it's well, it's already a saving throw to get rid of the wound, right?
Yes.
So for that for me, you're basically just adding an effect to the wound, and once they save against it, then it's gone, so it doesn't matter, right? So it's a very limited window in which they might be having disadvantage against a poison saving throw. So for me, that sounds like an uncommon enchantment. And again, a +1 is also an uncommon enchantment. So you could add one of those as an uncommon enchantment to this. I think we talked about caps, right? You can only have so many things on a tier of rarity. I think, wasn't it 2 on uncommon?
I think it was like 2, 3, 4. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's like +1.
Yeah. It's basically +1 as you move down the tiers. So, in theory, I think what we're talking about here is you could pick one of those to put on your current uncommon gore, and go from there.
Okay. I want the disadvantage with poison.
You want the disadvantage against? Okay, so let's
way
look
more
up.
interesting than fucking.
I feel you. So let's take a look at your bone crafting rules real quick. To do an uncommon buff, it is
4 days total. 2 days crafting, 2 days enchanting.
4 days total, which you're basically doing all of that work.
Yes.
So it's going to be 4 days total for you.
Correct.
Okay. So, or 4 work days.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you spend a work day doing that, and you can tick that off.
Noted.
Very cool. I like that. That's gonna be neat. That'll be a cool combo with your Dagger of Venner. Dagger of Venner, boys.
Dagger of Venner.
Oh my goodness! Gosh, golly, gee whiz, that Dagger of Venner. Oh shit! All right. All right, cool.
Yeah. Cool.
So here's the deal. You guys rest, and you, upon gaining the benefits of a long rest, progress to level 11.
Hey.
So, my peeps, who are rolling hit dice, go ahead and roll those hit dice. Ezra over here with the max roll. Fuck yeah. +8 HP. Ugh.
Come on, baby.
Max roll is
That's
+8
rough.
HP. Ooh, and immediately the critical fail on Matashtai.
I think that's my second critical
boom,
fail.
Boom,
Here's the
+9,
funny
baby.
thing though. You
4,
critically
so
failed
fuck off.
and you still almost got as much as Ezra did.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Almost a max roll.
I think
Almost
I've
a max roll from Bones. And then
one.
Ashes, you're taking the average, right? What's your plus?
It is. Hold on. I'm
Like
It's
9
your,
or 10
your
or something like that?
con plus
plus just your hit dice, right?
what? No, it's
half.
No.
Half rounded up.
Are you a
So-
D8 or are you a D10?
I'm a D10.
Yeah.
So that is a 6 plus your con mod.
Is it? I thought it was whatever.
Is it a 6 or a 5?
It's
Oh.
a 6. It's
I
always
think
rounded
it's a,
up.
I think it's
for-
a 6. Yeah.
It's a 6. So what's your con mod? Jeff.
Hit points at higher level. 6 plus con. My con is 2, so 8.
Ooh, you have low
Yeah.
con. I thought you had a higher con than that.
Nope. Nope.
None
I
of-
prioritize other things.
Oh, I was gonna say none of you are like really high con boys, but actually Matashtai is kind of the high con boy.
Well,
Yeah,
he
the
also has the amulet, which is.
Oh, that's why he's the high
If
con
I didn't have
boy.
the amulet, I'd have 70 HP.
Oh my goodness. You guys are all like, you're all like little squishy boys.
Yep.
Oh, little squish boys.
Yep.
No one went con? You all like kind of dumpstered con?
No.
I had,
Oh,
I had
14.
14 before it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's not bad.
Also
That's
a
not bad.
14.
No one was like, oh, I want like 16 or 18 con or anything like that.
I'm a rogue. I have
And-
22 dexterity.
And it's still nice to not die after 2 hits.
It'd be great.
Look,
Yeah.
if you kill Matashtai, I will go a full tank paladin with all the con.
Same. Full tank barbarian. All the con.
All
I
right,
am a
okay.
sorcerer, so a 14 con is pretty fantastic. And 2 sorcerers get advantage on, or not advantage, proficiency in con saves. So
Advantage
Meh.
on con saves, so
Meh.
it's like
Meh. Meh.
it's pretty good. It's my 3rd highest stat. So
All right.
my 2nd highest.
Fun stuff. Okay, so anybody have any fun abilities that they are getting at level 11? Let's go around the room real quick. Ashes, and you do not have to share. You can keep things as surprise if you want to.
Not a problem.
I'm just letting everyone know.
Feral Might goes up from +1 to +2.
Ooh, so that's like a +2 on your attack and damage.
Yep. Unarmed strikes, which I haven't used in a while, go from 1d6 to 1d8.
Ooh.
Your unarmed strikes now do more than mine.
Maybe
That's
I
kinda
need to
bullshit.
use Zalara a little bit less. That's gonna piss her off, though.
he also gets like
I mean,
7.
she seems
unarmed
interested in
strike
just hanging
heals,
around.
so-
You know?
He gets. I get 1 more than him.
Unless he uses his
1d8.
bonus action to do one of his 20 other bonus action things.
No, that's with my bonus action.
That's what I'm
Uh,
saying. That's
I get a +1 to my attack roll, or my attack rolls when I'm in Lycan form get a +1. That goes
Oh,
up
never
to
mind.
+2 as well.
Okay.
I didn't realize my martial arts does go up.
I was gonna say
I
it
get-
should go up at 11, so you should be comparative now.
And finally, I get advanced transformation. Learn to control more of the beast within. I can use hyper transformation twice. And regain all
Yeah!
extended when I short.
That's sick, dude.
And I
Nice.
get Lycan regeneration at the start of each of my turns before you roll for Bloodlust. I gain 1 plus my con modifier.
Dude, you got to get that con mod up. You can just like be regenerating
I need to
fucking
get my
this whole
con mod
fucking
up, and I
time.
also need to get my intelligence mod
Look,
up.
man, look. And see a devil and a fairy about a thing, and we'll go
No.
from there. Like
Right.
we'll make it work, man. All right,
We'll see, but yeah, all right. That's all the goodies I get.
sounds
You
good.
also trade that amulet off of Matashtai.
Ezra, would you like
I
to
get
share?
a
Or are you
6th
keeping
level spell.
secrets? You get a what level spell?
6th level spell.
A 6th level spell? Are you gonna share what that spell is, or are you gonna hold it?
I think a lot of people can guess it, but I'm gonna leave there some.
Disintegration. What is it?
No.
I don't know what the spell levels are. What is it?
I think disintegration's like 7th, isn't it?
No, disintegration is 6th.
Is it? Oh, nice.
It is, but that's not what I took.
Okay.
+1.
Are you You're holding that secret?
I mean, as secret as. I
Or you could just
expected
tell
someone to
us.
Guess it immediately, but.
I'm
well,
not.
I'll
I'm not
leave it
guessing
hanging.
anything.
I'll leave it hanging.
Okay, Matashtai, what you got? If you want to share.
So I got martial arts moved from a 1d6 to a 1d8.
Nice.
Um,
That's gonna be fun for the punches. Your punches are really gonna start hitting hard,
But they
Mhm.
did
unless
more
you
record.
roll like you always do.
yep. And then I also got flurry of healing and harm.
Nice.
now
You can do
use
2
both
of
I
of
them.
can now
his hits
do
can
double
heal, yeah.
heals, and I can also apply hand of harm on one of my punches during flurry of blows.
Nice. And hand of harm is poison damage or necrotic damage?
Necrotic.
Nice. Cool.
So it's like a necrotic smite on top.
You're
of
like
my
that. What's that fucking like anime that had the Midas guy? Or it wasn't Midas, but it was like healing hand and harming hand. It's an
It's
old
from
anime.
My Hero. I
No,
was gonna
no,
say,
no.
like,
I'm
you have
talking.
the
I'm thinking
Reconstruct
an
guy,
old anime,
Chisaki.
not a new one. This is an old anime.
No
I
save.
I can't think of what
remember.
you're talking about.
I'll think about it, see if I can remember and post it in the Discord tomorrow. Anyways,
Seems
anything else?
Vaguely familiar.
No.
Gotcha. All right. Bones. Anything you
Yeah,
got that you want to
an
share?
extra sneak attack dice and
Sneak
reliable talent.
The most broken ability in this goddamn
It's a
game.
really strong ability. Really strong ability. That's gonna.
Hold on. What did I roll? Oh, look, I rolled actually a 10.
Nice.
I rolled a 7, but it's actually a 10 because I'm reliable.
Nice. Oh, did you set it up to where it's it auto adjusts?
There's a little tab now.
Yep, he's got it set to do
Ooh,
that.
nice. Cool. Very cool. All right. Well, with that,
Real?
I think we move over to the 9th of Hammer. But I think depending on the situation, Ezrah and Matashtai, you guys are in Azrok's hold, and there's a knock on your door in the morning that asks, if you want to be in attendance to the various discussions and war councils that are going on, etc., etc. If you guys want to do that, you can, or you can take the day working on shit.
Ezra would want to be in attendance.
Okay, gotcha. Matashtai?
Yes, I would like to as well.
Okay. So, Ashes and Bones, I would assume your plan is to just work on shit this day unless something happens and people are like, hey, get your fucking asses up here.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. Ezrah and Matashtai. You were brought into Azrok's chambers relatively early in the morning. You realize that it's kind of a fend for yourself style atmosphere. Food is brought into the chamber and put at the feast tables throughout the day. And whenever you get hungry, you go grab some food. Whenever you need to piss, you go to the
pisser.
The shitters and pissers, right? Like, you go take care of business, right? But and there are, like, you can be directed to there's a couple throughout the city, but it's very much it's not like a classroom setting. It's not like Azrok doesn't treat you like, oh, you must sit here and like listen to me and ask my, you're respected allies, you're consulted, you're asked about things. But the majority of what you witness is preparations of the Legion deciding, which of 36 bolt holes to attack, right? Where to commit their forces, etc., etc. But about mid-morning, a discussion opens up between Azrok and Rolvuk and Lurkana, with Azanor in there, with fucking who the fuck else? Not dead. Not him. He's dead.
Wonder which one that is.
With Gek in there, etc. And the big deal is them, a couple of the captains basically trying to confirm, like, all right, they're going for the Xanathar. That's what's happening, right? Because if that's the case, okay. If that's not the case, then we need to feint the Xanathar so that if they're going for Skull Isle, he doesn't come after them and interrupt.
All the forces. Yep.
One or the other, right? So they're kind of trying to like get into the and so while this discussion is happening, it basically gets turned to you two as like the spokespersons for the group. All right, are you going to go for Skull Isle, or are you going to go for the Xanathar's hideout?
We're cutting the head off the snake.
Totsugeki!
All right. Well, if that's the case, right, then the Legion they start to make plans, add plans in to do an assault on Skull Isle, to make sure that those forces there aren't able to just reinforce the guild's main hideout or anything like that. Or also, right, to like put those forces on the defensive so that they can be contained if you guys are successful. That way it's not, oh, you guys are successful, you defeat the Xanathar, someone from the hideout runs and alerts the Skull Isle, and then they spread out through Skullport and take over the city, preventing the Legion from moving in. So it's kind of like this double effect scenario here. So you guys get drawn into that conversation, and the next stage is kind of like a, all right, when?
Over the course of this conversation, do I get a beat on where the hideout is in comparison to Skullport and Waterdeep and...
Yeah, kind of, sorta. The bolt hole that the ingress that they're aware of, that they've discovered, is it's often a random ass cave to the northeast of Skullport. But from their estimations, from their understanding, from their interrogations, etc., the Xanathar's hideout, his main hideout, lies beneath Skullport.
Sick.
Like, not like beneath beneath, but like you can probably find some buildings in Skullport that go down to his hideout.
Smart.
And it was what, half a day's trip from Ezrah to Skullport?
Yeah, if that. They'll tell you actually to even get to where they're talking about, you don't have to go through the acid caves. You can actually, there are other directions that they can take you to avoid that entirely. Well, if you take the river, you have to like go up through Skullport and then back out Skullport and off to this other egress, unless you knew of where to go in Skullport itself, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Where they're aware of is outside the city. It's kind of like it's a getaway exit is what they've kind of uncovered.
So the acid path is the
not a factor
route.
Well, it's not a factor. You don't have to go through the acid path. They can basically take you to the acid path and down the side tunnel that goes off to the north of it, and then west to where the bolt hole is.
Quicker than taking the river.
Yes. They can, if you decide what day you want to do this, they can get you there in 3 hours travel or less.
When our companions get here.
The 10th?
We fill them in, take an hour or two, and then we go.
So, by that, Azrock and Lurkana, they begin to plan assaults for the afternoon of the 10th. Assuming that Bones and Ashes get up, leave that morning, get there, take a few hours to inform and plan, and then launch the attacks after some travel. Okay? All right. There is there's a little bit from the captains. There's a little bit of that tomorrow? Are you kidding me? Kind of like mentality, but there's also that kind of like, well, fuck, I guess we're getting it done. And then there's
more
just
time, I'll take another day.
No. It's in the kind of like the way that they operate is so structured and so meticulous that you gather the Legion at any particular time. The entire Legion could uproot and start marching towards battle, right? The way that they're laid out and the way they operate, especially now that Azrock is kind of like back in full command. But it's that nature of a soldier, that kind of like grumbling about like the fucking commanders. They always want everything yesterday. Fucking like, okay. You know, it's that kind of thing, right? Like, these captains go about their business and they grumble, but they don't voice. None of them stand up and say, this can't be done, right? They all just go, of course, right? But there's a flurry of activity of messengers going back and forth and parties coming through. There's a little, like, parade ground in the east of Azrok's Hold that Lurkana keeps popping out to, basically, and inspecting groups and sending them off, basically on assignment, because they've identified a number of different Xanathar locations that they're going to hit simultaneously as you. And while that is happening, Lurkana is also putting together a main force to harry Skull Isle. And it is at this point that I will ask the two that are here, Ezrah and Matashtai, do you try to get involved in this planning? Do you try to offer any assistance? Do you put forward magic items? Or do you try to call in allies? Do you try to, like, hey, if we message, maybe the Skull Takers can come up and attack at this location? Like, it's basically, now is the time, if you guys have anything that you want to offer to this operation other than your bodies being the spear tip, now is the time that you actually would be able to throw those into the plans.
Honestly,
We
go
got
for
no
it.
friends.
I was going to say, with the idea that they are borrowing, not keeping, I would be happy to loan out the new boots of speed that we recently got.
Ooh, okay. Gotcha.
Someone's gonna die with them on. They're gonna be lost forever.
It's a possibility.
It is what it is.
So I pull those boots out and I put them on the table, and I kind of let them know, these will let someone move real quick. Give them to someone who's strong, can take down leaders or important people on the battlefield.
Blue boo.
Or individuals that are going to ring bells or sound alarms.
That's right. I also take out the smoke flask. I place it on the table, and I say, this will let you build up a cloud of smoke around you if you're trying to cover what you're doing.
Can
Might
you
not
see
be
through
that
the
you
smoke?
Nope. So it'll be blinding you as well as them.
All right.
Maybe something for someone who opens up a gate and needs to get away.
Possible. Good. Or a distraction force that is just meant to draw eyes and then melt away.
Mm-hmm. And since you're assaulting a fort, I also take out the rope of climbing. I put it on the table. And I say, this rope will climb whatever you need it to.
Rope of climbing? Mitch, you always use the rope of climbing, though.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
no. Mitch
For
is...
sure, there's...
Guys, Matashtai is dying. Matashtai is dying on this adventure.
It's gonna be a small
Will?
foothill.
He's fucking
Ezra can't get over
dying.
His final will.
But I put the rope of climbing on and I say, this rope's magical. It'll tie to anything you point it at or tell it to, and give you a secure way up over the walls.
They kind of like demonstrate. It's not attunement, right?
No.
They kind of
Not as far
like
as I
demo it, and there's a lot of like oohs and ahs and like, yes, very useful. And immediately they kind of like launch into this like little combination of ideas of like, maybe we can use the bottle on the western portion of the isle to do a little feint attack and then cover the retreat. Maybe while that's happening, the rope of climbing can be used to go up on the east side. And if we have someone with boots of speed, that person can make sure that they get to any people trying to like raise the alarm. There's all this different to like talk of tactics and what they can use these items for, etc., etc. Right? Like, you have opened up new avenues for the Legion to exploit in this battle against the Xanathar.
I think that's, well, yeah, I ask him. So, we're heading to get to the Xanathar. Is there any risk of water or any swimming to be involved?
They look at you and they say, I say they, right? Like, there's reports that come in, and then, you know, Lurkana and Ezrah are the ones doing the most of the conversation with you, and we do not know. It is near the Sargoth. It's near Skullport, so vicariously it's near the river. But who knows whether there's a section that is adjacent. I would assume if there is some sort of source of water, that it's controlled. The hideout is beneath the Skullport. So if it is beneath the Skullport and thus beneath the source of the Sargoth, then if it wasn't controlled, any source would just flood the hideout itself.
Oh, we should just flood the hideout.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Hey, Ezra, is water breathing a ritual spell?
It is. It lasts for 24 hours, but I can only grant it on 10 creatures.
Only 10.
True, but that might be a
Legion Marine Force?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh my god! You guys are fucking awesome! Holy shit!
10 people per casting.
So
Yeah, but he can only do it that.
I think you only put it on one set.
Oh,
Okay.
you can only do it once.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you
It's
just
not
keep doing it?
concentration. It's not concentration, so it's just 10
So
minutes,
basically,
and
the morning of the 10th, you could just be like, all right, who are the 50 soldiers that we're sending in as a
I
Marine
could
force?
spend an hour.
Here's a
and
couple of
50
hours just like
forces.
casting. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucked up. That's a
That
fucked
is
up level of
super
utility.
fucked up. And this is why magic in D&D from a battle perspective is like, oh, what? Excuse me?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah. So
That's
we
pretty
should
cool.
do that. Um
A whole new slew of options. There's like there are plans. They walk over to the map table and fucking Rolvik picks up 2 maps and just rips them into shreds and throws them into a fucking little like tray on the side and just like doesn't not mad about anything, just like drags open some more parchment and starts drawing more maps and more like ideas.
That was useful. I just why
Nope.
did you?
Nope.
Why did you?
Nope.
But
Nope, you're committed
no.
now.
While this is happening, Ezra would ask if there are any magic wielders that are going to be in attendance in their assault.
Yeah, they will tell you that there are not very many magic users within the Legion. There are some goblins that have a kind of like very wild innate magic that are part of the Legion, but they're not especially powerful. The only relatively powerful caster within the Legion is the Preta Kripa or the Archivist. And the Archivist is more of a divine cleric-ish caster than anything else.
Do I get a beat on the magical prowess of the kind of magical people that aren't those 2 individuals?
Very low, like level
First and
1,
second?
first level or less than first level. Like first level or some cantrips is basically what they're talking about.
So I would pull out 2 scrolls.
Okay.
One is the first level spell Longstrider.
Ooh, okay. That can go hand in hand with the Boots of Speed
Exactly.
on their plans.
The other is the second level spell Magic Weapon.
A long straight scroll too.
Okay. They think about that, and there's some kind of like, maybe we can get so and so to this might be a possibility, right? We'll have to think this through, but it's maybe not something we can rely on. And it's here that they start to kind of like, you start to hear them talk about what they are facing on Skull Island. There's it's a huge fortification, but they have done a lot of scouting. They know kind of like what all's there. There's a lot of just like Xanathar members, a lot of bugbears, a lot of thugs, etc. But the big thing about the Isle is that there is a lieutenant or captain of the Xanathar that runs the fort. And that is Sundeth, who is Sundeth, yeah, who is some sort of half giant or something like that, and she rides they call it a venom drake, basically, into battle.
Dope.
And
like
the way they describe it is it sounds like a wyvern, basically.
Oh, okay.
But whoever controls the Isle also controls the Isle's defenders, which they describe as kind of like these stone creatures atop the battlements, right? So they're like, maybe the magic weapon can be really important against like an elite force that tries to buy time against those or deal with that threat or something along those lines, right? You know. Okay.
So those 2 scrolls are on the table.
Sure. Yeah, they will try to make use of them. Absolutely.
And
I
the
think if we
intent
do
will be in the morrow to spend an hour giving a day's worth of water breathing to
a whole shit ton of people.
That's gonna be fucking dope. I just see them rise up from the water on like the backside of the island. Rope of climbing shoots up. They climb up.
Right?
Pretty funny.
This
Fucking
is some
holy
Mission
shit.
Impossible bullshit.
That's fucking awesome.
Great. Yeah, it's super great.
Oh, what else do I got on here?
All right. Anything else?
I think that's all I can provide at the moment.
Same here.
All you can provide. You guys are providing a bunch. Okay, cool. Sounds like a fucking plan. All right. The majority of your days, Ezrah and Matashtai, is spent in these various war councils, discussing these different ideas, offering these different items, these different magical boons, etc. Plans change, plans get thrown away, plans get brought back as you bring in new information, and they're like, wait, no, that actually will still work really well with this previous idea. It's hectic, but it is a controlled chaos. It is the Legion thriving, and the Legion, there is not a single person that comes or goes, none of the captains, none of the servants, none of the people that come into the feast hall, not Ezrah, not Lurkana, none of them have a dour face. None of them are glum. Every single one of them is grinning and ready.
Ezrah is actively, at every moment he can, playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
To a plan.
You find quite frequently as you do this, Ezrah, Lurkana, Rolvik, they all fall into these scenarios where they argue the other side, right? And they work with you, right? They're not stubborn, they're not bullheaded about them. They can be sometimes, but almost always like another person will step in and point something out, and then the Legion seems incredibly adaptable. They go, oh, we don't think that idea is a good idea because of this, and this. And then you throw out some information, someone else says something, and they go, okay, let's reconsider this idea. If we do this, and each time you do this, you see the adaptability of the Legion, right? And sometimes they hit you with the kind of like, hold up a minute, no, that's not gonna work, and you back down from the situation.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And each time it just kind of like rolls forward, right? Like,
just testing the boundaries and making sure everyone's looking at things from other angles.
And they absolutely, they seem to thrive in this environment.
Awesome. Good to know. That is promising.
I mean,
God damn it, Jeremy, if you kill the Legion, I'm gonna be so mad now.
things might go well, they might not. We'll see. Okay, so, Bones and Ashes back on the 6th level of the of the dungeon. None of this excitement is happening. None of this high pressure, high intensity situation is happening. You're, in fact, Bones, it may be a little concerning how nonchalant these Skull Takers are about their new abode.
What do you mean?
A party leaves on the morning of the 9th and comes back a couple hours later with a whole bundle of dead wood, some bags of soil, and 2 little clippings, and some mushrooms. But other than that, it's kind of wild. They're not really like posting up sentries. They're not really like planning out. They're kind of just reveling.
Okay. I'll probably mention that. I'll definitely mention that to Pibble and Groin. But like, hey guys, this, it's like super cool. We have this place, but
They're kind of the ones doing and starting the most of the reveling.
no, I understand that, and that's why I take them aside. I'm like, take a walk with me. We take a walk around.
Oh, hell yeah, boss. We haven't walked in a while. Let's go. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we take a walk, and first I'm like talking about, yeah, it's super awesome, yeah, it's super cool.
Ah, this place is so cool. There's so much stuff here. So awesome. Great place.
I'm like, watch out, that's a pit that can kill you. Or
Oh
as we
shit.
come,
Oh,
as we come
yeah,
up to
right. See, there's the sign. Shit. Fuck.
as we come
Forgot
up to a
about that one.
corner, I'm like, do you know what's around that? No? Okay, cool.
Well, hold up. That's the, next room is the don't go past the wall room, because that's the Dwarf King's place, and it's sacred, but also could kill us place.
Well, that is true, but you have any patrols? Did a patrol report to you that there's nothing over there?
Patrol?
Yeah, brother.
What? We got patrol? Who's patrolling?
Yeah, brother.
Who's patrolling? Pibble looks at Groin. Did you set a patrol? I didn't set a patrol. I didn't set a patrol. It wasn't me. They both look at you. Who's patrolling?
Yes, no one. That's my point.
Oh.
Yeah, bros.
Oh, you mean someone's supposed to be patrolling?
Yeah, man.
They both look at each other. They both look at you, and then we're like, okay.
You gotta do it. Or all our friends are gonna die.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
But why?
I pull out a couple of Umber Hulk sickles. I'm like,
Oh,
these
that's
things
so
show up.
fucking cool! Look at those
Yeah,
things!
I'm like, yeah, right? Yeah, they're so cool. Yeah, these things show up all the time.
What do you mean all the time?
All the time.
This fucking like a single like claw is half as big as Pibble or Groin is.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
their awe and excitement suddenly turns to, okay.
Yeah, man, we got to keep tabs on this place.
Ah,
I know. It's a pain.
ah. Okay, boss.
Ah.
Okay, we get it. We get it, boss. We get it.
All right, cool.
You distinctly get the impression that they get it for now.
Yeah, no, I figured that.
Okay.
I figured that. We'll probably jump out from around the corner or something later.
Surprise exam! It's an audit!
It's not. We'll get fucking Wolf to lurk around here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else you do for your day?
Well, I would like to get in a work day,
Yep, sounds good.
but I would also, at some point, if possible, I would like to grab Oz and be like, "Hey, come with me," and I would like to take him up.
You're taking a trip?
To, yeah, I want to take him up to Sea Willow. I'm like, bring Big Beak too. Let Big Beak, have some time in the forest, messing around.
Ashes, are you gonna go on this trip or are you gonna hang out?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll see what's up. Not unless Bones wants
Oh
me to.
no, yeah, come if you
Sure,
want.
yeah. All right.
Yep.
Do
All
whatever
right.
you want, yeah.
So, you guys make your way up in the morning, right after this conversation with Pibble and Groin. You make your way up to the 5th level, and Big Beak was one of the problems last time when you guys were coming through the Willowwood, because Big Beak just wanted to like right, just wanted to like explore, wanted to chase things, right? Like Big Beak's like a fucking 3,000-pound puppy,
Yeah, sure.
So
I mean, we're just walking on the edge of it up to Willows, so
yeah.
I
And
think
you can
probably
see
be okay.
like Oz, every time Big Beak gets a little bit away, like Big Beak will kind of like go a little into the forest. Oz will like yip at him, and Big Beak will come back. Big Beak seems to there's not like a control there necessarily. Like Oz doesn't like, you listen to me, Big Beak, right? But it's more along the lines of like kind of like a pet or a child, like at the park, right? Like hey, come on, right? Like we're heading this way, don't get too far away, that type of thing. And Big Beak seems to tend to listen.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's a tamer.
Tamer, already kind of there. I like it.
All right, so as we get to Willows, obviously I'll go in, be like, "Hey, what's
Okay.
up?" Halaster, Willow. Was Willow's there?
Bones, ashes, you people. Oh, look at you. You're so beautiful. And Halaster begins to kind of like coo, and you can see the vines and branches that Halaster kind of like moves with. They're very slow, but they're not like right. They're like slow.
Yeah.
They're not like creeping. You can't see them move type situation. Halaster like suddenly little meaty treats appear, and Halaster starts feeding Big Beak, and Big Beak's over in the corner just like squawking and like gulping things, and it's great, right? Until Big Beak sees out of the corner of his
Like he's
eye
Chrison or Chrism.
Chrisnon, right? Or Chrison, yeah, the displacer beast, which is just like laying there all cocky, like a little perked up now, like looking over at Big Beak, and there's this sudden like
noise gated, you're screeching.
you can see my face though, so it works, right?
It
There's,
did, yeah, it did.
there's this like little display of territorialness between the two of them, with Chrison kind of like being the aloof, like, I don't give a fuck about you, I'm still looking. I don't give a fuck about you, I'm still looking, right? And Big Beak just being like overt, just like, I'm mad, I'm big mad. Right, like, and Halaster is just the entire time just like, oh, look at you, oh yes, here's another treat, meat treat.
Meat treat. I want a meat treat. Damn.
And it eventually
he'll
gets
make
to the
them
point
for
to
you.
where like Willow's just like,
What the hell are
Hello?
you doing here?
why? Can I help you? What's happening? Why is
Hey.
this happening in front of me? What is this?
Hey, Willow, this is Oz. I point to the little guy.
Oz kind of steps forward and he does the kind of like,
That's Big Beak.
hi, I'm Oz. That's Big Beak.
Hey Willow, so you're like a great and powerful druid.
She kind of like immediately narrows her eyebrows at you, just like, yeah.
I mean, you have this great forest, and you're ruling over it, with your great and powerful druid magic and fighting skills.
She says, at that, she kind of like she looks pensive for a second, and she says, technically, I rule here because of the lord of this place.
The H word.
Sister?
The mage of Undermountain made this place for me, so yes.
Oh well, fair enough. I mean, you're still great and powerful druid, as far as I can tell.
You're not wrong.
Anyway, so my friend Oz here, he's pretty interested in the natural and, nature and animals. I was hoping maybe you could teach him.
That kind of like the narrowed eyes just widen. She gives you that meme face, the like
The Pikachu face?
the just like the white guy kind of like the white face
Just turns like
The white guy one, yeah.
yeah, just like what
mean,
what
You don't have to, but
and she goes,
maybe a member of my tribe,
do I look like I am seeking a student?
No, but I figured.
Do I convey to you as if I want a mewling? And as soon as she says that, you hear this kind of like from Oz,
Mhm.
and he kind of like freezes, and his hands go from like doing this, they kind of like drop to his sides, and he kind of like. It kind of turns slightly away to face Big Beak instead of facing her. And she pauses and she says,
I look at her, I'm like,
you hurt his feeling.
wouldn't it be nice to have another person that cares about the forest as much as you?
and Halaster just goes, oh, wouldn't that be nice, Willow? It'd be so nice. And Willow just looks at you and she says, I will not be coerced training an individual that I do not wish to train.
That's understandable.
Maybe she got to know him.
Yeah, I just thought you might enjoy some company.
And at that, Rasan, who has been doing this interaction with Big Beak the entire time, stops, turns, and looks at Willow. And Croissant is laying at the foot of the yellow throne that Willow sits upon, right? Turns, looks at Willow, gets up, and then walks down and away from the throne and over to the other side of the room, basically on the other side of Halaster. And Willow, like, really? Really? You're serious right now? Croissant? Really? And she turns and she looks at Big Beak, who's now stopped kind of like posturing and squawking and is just kind of like watching Croissant. And then she looks at you, and then she looks at Oz, and she says, I have no interest currently in teaching your friend, but should he wish to visit and potentially pick up a thing or two, I would not be remiss. How's that? And she doesn't say that to you. She doesn't say, how's that to you? She says that to Halaster and Croissant. And Croissant just kind of like, Croissant is like walked over to the other side. And she says all this before Croissant actually sits down. Croissant turns. And keep in mind, Croissant is just a displacer beast. So it's got 6 fucking legs, right? Yeah. So it kind of turns. And very casually pads back over to the throne and lays back down. And Willow just kind of sighs, like this is the hand I've been dealt.
That's very generous. Thank you.
It is. Actually, you're welcome.
Alrighty, well, we sure hope to have somebody else here who's naturey as you. He's also good with animals. Look, he's got Big Beak. You've got Croissant. Perfect.
What's up?
Oz looks up at Halaster and he says, we'll come back real soon. And Halaster's like, okay, I look forward to it.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks, Willow. Thanks, Halaster. Good to see you as always. Croissant.
The displacer beast does not acknowledge you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Nope. Hard pass. Alright. Cool.
Alright, cool. We leave.
Head back to the 6th level?
Yeah, as we walk out, I turned to Oz. I'm like, that went very well.
That was well? I couldn't tell. I was really scared.
She didn't kill us or say no.
Well, I thought Big Beak and that cat were gonna fight, but then I realized they were playing. But she was like, I don't know. She seems sad.
Yeah, she won't say it, but she needs people more than she'll admit.
Think so?
I think so. I know she hears all of this through the goddamn trees.
Alright, y'all make your way back down to the 6th level of the dungeon, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. And there you're gonna spend, because that only takes like 30 minutes up there, a little bit of time during the actual meeting, 30 minutes back. You have enough time for an active like days of work for both of you. I'm assuming progressing Bones, you're progressing Gore, Ashes, you're progressing the potions.
Yes.
Okay. Then if that's the case, Bones, tick your stuff up, and Ashes, at the end of your session, you have what you believe to be 2 potions of depetrification. You're not sure about their complete efficacy. You're also not sure about their longevity, but for the most part, you're pretty sure that they'll work as intended. You just maybe need to test them. You're not sure how to test them.
Get petrified.
I mean, there's plenty of animals that are stonified up on 5th.
Hmm.
And you waste 50% of your potions.
Yeah.
There's an
Okay.
owlbear. We can have 2 owlbears.
Gotcha.
There were 2 owlbears.
All right. Anything else for the day of the 9th? No?
No.
Sounds
No.
good. Then I think Ezrah and Matashtai, you guys, the war planning begins to go late into the evening and then further beyond, and eventually you guys are like, okay, there. You realize the Legion's gonna keep doing the Legion. They're not gonna sleep. They're gonna do the soldiers sleep of like, oh, it's 4 hours. Like,
he
let's
has
go.
some time
Right?
to himself to recharge.
So exactly. So whenever you two are ready to go ahead and head to sleep, we all initiate again the long rest for the 9th, and we can tick stuff up.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and take care of that real quick, if you guys are okay with that. That way, when we restart next week, we can start on the morning of the 10th with nothing holding us back. So, Ezra, let's start with you real quick.
Okay.
Are you doing more research, or do you have something else you plan?
Same thing, same
Same target? Let's do it.
Same check. Yeah, Jesus Christ, I finally fucking rolled good.
Hey, yay, yay! You rolled a 25. Okay.
Only took
so-
6 dice rolls.
it only took many. Okay, so
That is accurate.
for a all right. Notes to yourself.
You say notes to myself and then you don't have it in front of you? Hands are on the
I
keyboard.
have notes to myself,
It's too
but I have
much.
so
No.
many. You don't understand how many notes to myself I have.
I do, actually.
Well, okay, you may have an understanding of the amount of notes to myself.
Just wanna write.
Gotta find the right notes to myself.
Yep, yep, yep. The amount of notepads that I have in front of me in the game.
Right?
Oof.
Okay, I think this. Okay. This is. I do not know how to convey this to you. You picked the weird one. You picked the investigation, which is the weird one. So I do not know how to convey this to you other than telling this to you. You spend a lot of time researching, taking notes, trying to parcel things out and notice things.
Yep.
And what you notice is that throughout this text, every R that comes after an A has a little curly Q off of the right leg of the R.
Off of the what?
The right
R.
leg of the R. Like, they're all, like, most of the lettering in this thing is capitalized. Almost all of it's caps. It's not in lowercase.
Logged.
So, like, yeah, it's all like caps locked. So all of it on the right leg, there's this little curly Q if the R comes after an A.
Okay.
What the fuck that means?
Cryptic as fuck.
Who the fuck knows, right? But you have spent enough time poring over this tome, kind of like trying to pull in all this information and notice patterns and look for little weird oddities that suddenly you're like, hold up. And then you check like multiple pages and you're like, Yeah, every damned one. Every one, every R that immediately follows an A has this little curlicue on it.
Okay. Noted.
Okay. All right, moving on. Matashtai. It's a new day. Your previous talisman was not required. It might have been required depending on what you guys decided to do, but you decided to just give people a bunch of fucking magic items instead of like,
just give him shit.
you know, I was expecting like pep talks or like, you know, like let's lead this army in this direction, right?
I
like,
thought about that, but then I threw money at my problem.
you were just like magic items.
So tomorrow is the plan to actually be in combat. So I'm going
That is the plan.
to make a combat talisman.
Okay.
I am going to make a talisman of striking.
All right. Which one is that one?
That was the paladin smite one.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool. Very nice. Sounds fun. Is there anything unique or interesting that happens when you're creating that?
Lots of angry lines as he's drawing it.
Well, then
Just
it's just
very,
like-
very angry one.
That's
I don't know that I like this side of you, Matashtai. I mean, I appreciate the artwork, but you're so volatile right now.
They gonna get hit. Oh, you just wait till I use this.
They gon' get hit. They gon' get hit.
Give it to you.
All right. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Bones. Are you
Yeah, what's up, baby?
continuing work on the gore?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So that's 3 ticks right now.
3 or 4, correct.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Ashes. What is going on with you? Are you brewing new potions, or are you happy with the potions that you've brewed?
I am happy with these. I only have mats to make 2 more potions, so
Gotcha.
I'm gonna sit on those.
You don't want to do like healing things or anything like that?
No, because what if I run into some cool mats?
I mean, you buy more shit.
Well, I mean, I'm all right. I buy more base components for uncommon.
You buy more stuff up top. Fuck you.
All right. Well, fine.
Or in Skullport, I guess technically you could buy. You guys aren't. I will say this: the Skull Takers potentially could become a shopping location, but you would have to like build that up eventually first.
Yeah, no, I'm
What
gonna
part
sit
is
on my
a
remaining materials for now.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Well, then that sounds like we have resolved the majority of the things that happen on the evening of the 9th.
Ezra would call out that, like, early or mid morning would be the intent for when he would invoke his hour of water breathing
Sure. Yeah.
element, with the expectation and hope that the rest of our party would arrive in a reasonable time.
I mean, that sounds like that was what the plan was anyways. So,
Just
Um,
wanted it vocalized
yeah.
as
sounds good. So the evening of the 9th wraps up, and the decision has mostly been made, I'm assuming, unless Bones and Ashes show up and all of a sudden are like, hold up, we don't want to fucking do that. Fuck you guys, we're not doing that. Then, which I do not expect.
I expect that from the other half of the group, which is
Right.
the ones making the plan.
So,
No, I'd have been upset if I got there and been like, we could have fought the Xanathar?
No.
So, when we reconvene next week, we will see how this planning, how this proposed battle unfolds.
Sounds good.
So we will see you all next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye,
thank you.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.